Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadtoroad.com. I want to do a little precious metals, silver, gold slash crypto update because I think we are really moving into the time when the market manipulators either one give way on some slack, stop the full control. Every once in a while, they got to give some slack out so that the actual underlying physical commodities, gold, Bitcoin, and silver, yes, cryptocurrencies are physical if you print out a paper wallet. The underlying commodities, the real commodities, um, start getting eaten up, so they got to raise prices. And then they'll do their game where they raise it too high, get the weekends in, slam it down, blah, 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 with derivatives. Rinse and repeat. But we're getting near that time where they got to let a lot of this pressure out. So they will be releasing some of the controls on gold, silver, and cryptos, I think, in the near future. I'm not saying they're not going to slam it down beforehand, but it's becoming so obviously apparent that these are the assets of the future that they got to do something. Take a look at an interesting chart, the difference over the last about 50 years of since we went off the gold standard in 71, the difference between gold and silver. As you can see from these two charts, if you're being asked, okay, which is more manipulated, gold or silver, it is obvious, should be obvious to everyone that silver is more manipulated. For example, look at the past. See, this is a little deceptive because silver actually hit $49 or $50 an ounce intraday back in 1980, 1981 time. I think it was 1980. But because it was such a brief moment and it fell right back down into the 30s, it looks like from this chart that the 1980s silver only hit 35. It actually hit close to 50. And the same number was hit in 2011 right here. So this should be all the way up. But that's the key. This is where the manipulation happens. They drive the price up and then they slam it down with computers and derivatives. Same thing happened here. A guy named Bill Daley from JP Morgan was put as Obama's chief of staff, and that's what happened in 2011 when the price of silver was allowed to run to $50 and then got slammed down and artificial bear market started for silver. But look what happened. Look at the difference. In 1980, the gold high was about $800, right? In 1980, it surpassed that and ran all the way up to close to 2,000. I think it's $1,800, and then pulled back to near 1,000 and is again rising. Whereas silver had a higher run up, but got slammed down even farther back below, well below the 1980 $800 or $50 run. So right now, silver's trading at $18, which is what is that? Less than a third of its all-time high in 1980 and in 2011. A third of the all-time highs, whereas gold is trading double its 1980 all-time highs. That's how manipulated silver is, how important it is. Is there any other commodity in the world that has a users association? The Silver Users Association was developed, I don't even know the date, probably in the 70s, to help rig the price of silver so that the silver users, meaning the chemical companies, the photography companies back then, and now all the industrial applications joined the Silver User Association to make sure that the price of silver is low enough that they could use it in their Apple iPhones and flat screen TVs, computer monitors, you name it, solar panel. So the Users Association. Is there any other commodity that has a Users Association? Can you imagine we're the part of the Oil Users Association. It's insane. We all use silver. We're all users, and yet the User Association for silver is a bunch of these huge corporations who benefit from cheap silver because they know just how necessary silver is in creating flat screen TVs and all electronics and iPhones and things like that. Yes, it's in little tiny bits, but those little bits are necessary for the phone to work properly, for the TV to work properly at the best it can. Anyway, so what we have right now is silver doing today is actually making a move up, which is rare. Especially, we know that less than 7 traders own a billion. It's a billion-ounce short position on the COMEX. Now, that doesn't mean only a billion ounces traded. No, it trades back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But the silver hot potato is at a billion ounces. That's what they need to control the price of silver. So every dollar that silver goes up, these 7 traders, it's really concentrated into 3 or 4. They lose $1 billion per dollar that silver rises. So yeah, 28 cents to rise today. This small handful of traders lost $280 million just on a 28-cent move. Imagine a $10 move. It should be $10 billion loss for a small handful of these criminal banks. That's where I think the good guys will ultimately take down the bad guys in the silver market. I've analyzed this for a long time. You guys have seen my work. You've seen where I've shown these movies, for example, the Wizard of Oz movies. Go to Road to Ruta and look up Tin Man, Tinman, or the remake of it, and you'll be blown away. They show what's going to happen in these movies. It is silver that takes down the banking cabal. Why? Because the repo market can't do it because they can create that stuff out of thin air. They can't create physical silver out of thin air. And then the good guys in charge, look out. Everything is ready to pop. Just hang on tight. It's all happening. It's happening. Instead of like 2008 when it happened all at once and they were able to get the bailout because everybody was in shock and awe and they had to do a bailout. Now it's happening slowly, but it's going to be bigger. And there won't be a bailout because we know what happened. We know what happened in 2008. We know about these criminal banksters. Everybody knows. There's been blockbuster movies, The Big Short, and blockbuster books written about this stuff. Bestsellers. It is not a secret anymore. And that's the problem that Steve Mnuchin's having, is trying to sop up, control this mess while there are good guys behind the scenes ready to take him down. So are we looking at $500, $600 silver? Well, all you got to do is watch this video. Awesome new video from Cliff High and David Morgan. I haven't finished it yet. I wanted to get this out first, but it's on the David Morgan Report YouTube channel. Cliff and David talking about silver. And Cliff's information on silver, his information on the new electrics. Check it out. I haven't finished it. It's awesome. You got to watch it 4 or 5 times to get your head around it. But another video, too, just came out, which is actually really, really good. It's a really good breakdown from SD Bullion. JP Morgan silver crime charges to New York Fed repo loan ramp. It's really good, kind of obvious insight into Jamie Dimon, the criminal of criminals at banks, and the rigging of the silver market. SD Bullion has balls to put this out because they do they play the Bart Chilton revelation that J.P. Morgan was the secret market rigger, that criminal market rigger that Bart Chilton was talking about when he said, yes, there has been manipulation of the silver market. He said it way long ago, and then back in December he said it again. Was it December? I don't remember when it was, but then he died of a heart attack. I hope he's in witness protection. That's what I hope. But it's really good. It shows just how big a criminal. And Jamie Dimon actually admits that no longer do they transfer $5 trillion a day. Now it's $6 trillion a day it takes JP Morgan to rig all markets around the world. That's pretty amazing. And look at all the computer geeks. You think that there's a problem when every single trade going on is computer related? And who invented financial computers? Alan Greenspan. And the good guys. Stephen Duveau. Is there something they can click that will just destroy the computer trading systems? Absolutely. It will happen. Keep an eye on it. All right. That's your update for silver. Check out those 2 videos. Cryptos, all I want to say is, yeah, it looks good. Again, 100% manipulated. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. Litecoin used to be trading just below the all-time the market cap every 24 hours. Now it's well above the market cap every 24 hours. That's how much rigging needs to go on a Litecoin. I think everybody should keep an eye on Bitcoin Cash as well. Now, the discussion between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash turning out to be the real Bitcoin has never really been resolved. Ultimately, it will be resolved in the end. But Bitcoin being kind of taken over by the bad guys, and we've all heard the stories that the core developers are controlled by a small handful of elite. I think that is true. And Bitcoin as a store of value isn't very useful. We have gold as a store of value. We have other things as a store of value. Yeah, Bitcoin will be all right, but will it be as good as Bitcoin Cash, which is going after the peer-to-peer transaction market? Now, Litecoin is in the same market, so those two are competing, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. I own both of them. I like Litecoin more. I think it'll be more westernized and faster. Bitcoin Cash will be used in Asia, I believe. Now, there's a big hullabaloo about what's going to happen to the miners. Will Bitcoin Cash get attacked? Because the Bitcoin Cash halving is 40 days before the Bitcoin halving. So if the miners see, I can make more money going over to Bitcoin, some people are saying, it's going to leave Bitcoin Cash open to a 51% attack. I highly doubt it. And you know why? It's because who are the miners? The vast majority of miners are the Asian miners, Jihan Wu and friends, who are very pro Bitcoin Cash. So do you think that they will let Bitcoin Cash dangle in the wind with a 51% attack? I don't think so at all. No, I don't. As a matter of fact, I know they won't. So yeah, Bitcoin Cash, I think, has been beaten down too far. And I think Bitcoin Cash will do very well in Asia. And remember, Jihan Wu is controls the largest mining farms in Asia, in China. And China would not allow him to continue if he was not on the side of the Chinese people and the Chinese government, which I think they are, absolutely. And he's very much in the Bitcoin Cash camp. So do I think there'll be a 51% attack against Bitcoin Cash at the Bitcoin Cash halving? No. Everybody calling it Bcash, and the anti-Bitcoin Cash people are the first ones to say, Jihan Wu and Roger Ver control it all. Well, Jihan Wu controls all the miners not all of them, obviously, but the large Asian miners. So, no, it's not going to be a 51%. I think Bitcoin Cash has gone down too far because of that news. So, we will see, though, right? If you're a hodler, you don't care. If 51% attacks are practically impossible with large coins anyway, watch Andreas Antonopoulos when he talks about 51% attacks on Bitcoin, and it's really not. It's more like a 60. I think he said 65%, because everything keeps going as the attacking and the cost of attacking and all that. And I mean, with Bitcoin Cash, you got all the miners, massive amount of miners in Asia who will protect it for 40 days. It's only 40 days. So that's my take there. And if you want to learn more about silver, I've been working on this silver freedom thing for 20 years. And I've written 1,088 articles on silver. So go check out Road to Ruta, do a search for silver, and you will find everything you need to know about understanding why silver is going to destroy the banking cabal. Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com.